family? I'm here to give my prediction for the upcoming fight August 16th between Dillian Whyte and Moses Itauma at heavyweight. Should be a rather interesting fight. And here is I'm here to give my take on this fight. So let's get into the tail of the tape. We got Dillian Whyte, man. 31 wins, 3 losses, 21 wins by knockout. And all of his losses came by knockouts. All right. He's been knocked out by Tyson Fury back in 2022, Alexander Povetkin back in 2020, which he came back in the rematch and got some revenge. That was crazy. And then he was knocked out way back in 2015 against Anthony Joshua. So Dillian Whyte is a seasoned dude in the game. Not the quickest, not the best footwork. People call him chinny, but he's just a warrior. I don't look at Dillian Whyte as being chinny, man. He just get hit by some solid dudes, and he takes them sometimes, and sometimes he gets wobbled and rocked, but he still fights. He's a fighter. Long arms, devastating, crazy uppercut. He got a good right hand. So, he gets sloppy though. He's a wild puncher at times. Sometimes that can be a very bad thing. And he's already understands that. He's been caught laid out with some, doing some wild stuff, and that's what caused him to get knocked out in a few of his fights. But all in all, I think Dillian Whyte's a solid fighter, solid heavyweight, definitely a vet in the game. He's 37 years old, 6'4", with a 78-inch arm reach. All right, so now we got Moses Itauma. All right, the young boy. He stands at 12 wins, no losses yet, 10 wins by knockout, 88% knockout ratio. Oh, and by the way, Dillian Whyte's knockout ratio is 67%. So he has some good power. Dillian Whyte's he has some decent punching power. Moses Itauma has good raw power as well. Good power puncher. I watched some of his fights. Solid dude, man. He's very crafty, uses angles, doesn't really waste punches. He has a devastating left. That's like a left cross. Like, it's devastating. Very heavy hands. Good distance control. He's a patient fighter too. He's a volume puncher too. So that's why this fight is going to be a banger, because they both like throwing a lot of punches. He has very good speed too, Moses Itauma. 20 years old. And he has, let me see here, 6'4.5" inches and 79-inch arm reach. So him and Dillian Whyte has similar dimensions. He's just a little taller, and he has a slightly longer arm reach. 20 years old. He's a young boy. All right. So how does this fight look? Like I said, it's a banger. You're gonna see. This is definitely a step up fight for Moses Itauma, and it's gonna be a lot of punches thrown in this fight, guaranteed. Only thing is, what I see happening in this fight, I do see there's the potential for Moses to get clipped in this fight, because Dillian Whyte got these wild punches. He throws these wild overhands all the time, and he can catch Moses with something serious. We don't know how Moses can handle somebody that got good power like this yet. So this is a good test for his chin. And a lot of times Moses don't really move his head, so I can see him getting clipped with some of the wild shots. But his distance control could get him out of distance for those shots. So that's a plus too. Ultimately, though, Dillian Whyte's wildness could be his downfall in this fight as well. He throws these wild looping punches. Moses Itauma can time it, counter him, and clip him with something big. I can see him getting dropped a few times in this fight by Moses Itauma with that left cross that he throws, that devastating left. So there's a potential, definitely a potential for a knockout, but you can't sleep on Dillian Whyte ever. Kobe looking at Dillian Whyte stopping this young boy. If he hit him with something crazy, throw him off his equilibrium, yeah, for sure. But I see the likely outcome of this fight. I see a knockout. Dillian Whyte gets stopped maybe. Uh, shit, I give it maybe like 8 rounds. I give it round 8 stoppage for Moses Itauma. Uh, Dillian Whyte, Moses Itauma's last fight was this year. It was May. Dillian Whyte, uh, his last fight was last year, so he hasn't been as busy. But he's been on a winning streak, bro. So Dillian Whyte's been on a tear right now. So this young boy, although I see him stopping Dillian Whyte within 8, Dillian Whyte is still a threat, and young boy got to be careful in that ring, especially since I don't see hand movement from him much. So that's gonna be a problem too. So ultimately, I got Dillian Whyte getting stopped in this fight, round 8 for Moses Itauma. Let me know what you think. It's Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all in the next one.